Hello, everyone. Welcome to Angel Healing House Radio. My name is Claire Candy Hough. Through my business, Angel Healing House, which can be found at angelhealinghouse.com. I'm a writer and an author, an international radio host, a Reiki master teacher, and an angel practitioner. My inspirational books entitled Angels of Faith and One True Home Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness, and my autobiography, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, are based on my recollections of our life in spirit, and they help us to remember our divine, eternal natures. Through Angel Healing House, I help people to let go of sadness, anger, bitterness, resentment, and regret that has kept them locked in the prison of the past, and I help them to let go of worry, stress, and control, which has kept them focused on an imagined future. And once they are no longer living in the past or the future, they can start to live in the present moment, which is the only place that they can experience synchronicities, miracles, and magic. As an angel practitioner, I help people to see their lives from a higher perspective with the help of an extraordinary group of angels who call themselves the Posse of Angels. Just like my angelic family, the Posse of Angels, I'm very excited to take some of your calls for that free angel advice. You can call into the show on 1-800-930-2819. But before we get to those callers, once again, welcome. Welcome to Angel Healing House Radio with myself, Claire Candy Hough. And you know what? To start the show, we are about to experience a whole new energy, which is forcing the wheels of fortune to start turning in many of our lives. Where it will manifest for us has a lot to do with what's happening planetarily and with the planet Uranus's radical sign shift, which is coming up for us on May 15th. Now, it does this every 7 years, but it causes many of us to see things from a whole different perspective in our lives. And for some, it will bring unimaginable highs, but for others, it will intensify our lows. Now, the Posse of Angels is saying that the latter will only be experienced if we have not done any of our healing work on our negative triggers and reactive behaviors through unconditional love and forgiveness. And quite frankly, if you are listening to this show, if your energies are high enough to perceive the high levels of unconditional love and forgiveness, then you're on the right track. This is really a big deal, this Uranus transit, as it will shift the entire course of where many of us are going. Things like out of the blue job and business opportunities that may see us moving out of town, moving out of state, and moving overseas. But what will be presented to us will be something that we never thought of. And in an area that really needs to change most. It's interesting that Uranus will get many of us charged up and going forward when it's in the sign with Taurus the bull, which is such an immovable, implacable, and at times stubborn earth sign. But ready or not, something radical is about to happen in many people's lives, for Uranus definitely is a sign that shakes things up. I guess the saying, change or be changed, is appropriate for what is on the horizon for many when May 15th rolls around. So just a heads up. And how well timed is it? The unexpected, for we have a new moon on that date of May 15th, which is ripe for bringing in new beginnings and fresh starts. I'd love to hear what happens in your life with these Uranus unexpected energies coming in, and I'll keep you posted on how it affects the Posse of Angels and myself here at Angel Healing House. With last week's program beginning our brand new month of May, we began a new theme, which is the afterlife and heaven, or as my number one Amazon International best-selling book shares, that we prefer to call it our one true home behind the veil of forgetfulness. And today we'll continue the topic we spoke about last week. We do not die. Today's topic is we all wrote soul contracts before incarnating into human form. Everyone, in the last decade, there have been more and more people who are awakening to the fact that we do not die and that consciousness continues after this physical form is gone. Following last week's program about near-death experiences and the changing viewpoints of many, many mainstream doctors and scientists that are now agreeing with consciousness continuing, the Posse of Angels wishes to delve a little bit deeper into one area that was briefly touched on in last week's show. You know, before each soul incarnates to Earth, they meet with a group called the Etheric Council. Now, this is a wise group of advisors to discuss why they wish to experience a human life. From a higher point of view, we just don't return back in physical form to take another wander around the planet. As I stated in last week's program, nobody, absolutely nobody, is forced to have a human life. And we freely choose to incarnate to experience a physical world and to learn our lessons in duality. Many light workers, conscious, awakened individuals who have chosen to come back, let's say in the last 60 years, chose to help bring more light and more love to the world and help in shifting the consciousness on the planet. And while was a really very large part of their reason to come back, in addition, each one of those souls also had lessons that they chose to work on, as they had not been fully addressed or learned in previous incarnations. For instance, most souls who have controlled or hurt others in past lives will choose to return and play the role of someone being controlled or hurt so they can experience how others felt as a result of their choices and their actions that they made in previous incarnations. These soul contracts that we make are made in order to learn forgiveness and unconditional love, and they are very important as these two actions are fundamental to clearing and cleansing negativity and thus transcending and transmuting our karma. With their free will, souls may choose not to forgive, and they choose not to love unconditionally. And this keeps them on the cycle of the birth and death wheel until these things are learned and taken very much to heart. When we meet with the Etheric Council in the Hall of the Akashic Records across the veil, where everyone's book of life is housed, they help us write our contract. But it is each soul who decides and chooses, for instance, who their parents will be, and where and when they will be born. Everyone, choosing our zodiac sign and our time of birth will take on certain characteristics that will contribute to a specific energy that will help us in achieving all the aims and the lessons that we've written to experience in our chosen lifetime. These choices will provide a life's outline for our soul to then meet up with thousands of other souls that will help us accomplish and learn our lessons. Included in your circumstances that you choose might be choosing to be born into a wealthy family, or you might choose to be born into poverty. You choose your parents, again, your specific time, place, and date of birth, which astrologically will allow you to literally see life from a particular and a certain perspective. This astrological energy will help you in accomplishing all those goals and challenges that you set out for yourself. We each set out a life's map of specific situations and scenarios which will help trigger the meeting of many other souls who have contracted to help us achieve those goals. Now, the Posse of Angels is smiling and they're hearing some of your thoughts and they're saying, yes, absolutely yes, you chose your brother to annoy the heck out of you so that you could learn tolerance and acceptance. And, of course, you chose your mother to be controlling so that you would get so angry that you would eventually rebel and break away to become empowered and to finally experience independence. In this way, we often choose souls to have contrasting characteristics to really get us fired up and so annoyed that we will make changes in our lives. But we not only choose the souls to help us learn lessons, but we choose our gender, we choose our ethnicity, our culture, and to help us have different experiences. I've had past lives, both as a man and a woman, have chosen lives of both poverty and wealth to experience both. I speak about my five most important past lives as I grew, and they were the most important because I grew the most spiritually. And I speak about them in my book, One True Home, Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness. But I not only speak about those past lives, but then I speak about the lives in between the lives and how I then, once I was across the veil, when I chose to come back and experience another physical incarnation, I went to the Hall of the Akashic Records where my book of life is housed, and I sat with or stood with the Etheric Council, and we wrote the contract for my next incarnation, and it built on the former incarnation and the lessons that I learned or those lessons that I did not learn. By the way, you can purchase this book on my website, angelhealinghouse.com, or go to Amazon. You know, everyone, by choosing such diverse life experiences, the Posse of Angels is reminding us that experience definitely is our best teacher. You know, when writing our soul contracts, some like myself will choose to experience the great joy and or heartache of giving birth to and rearing children. And there will be others who choose to not have children at all. There are others who choose to experience both the overwhelming joy of falling in love and or marrying and choosing or some may choose to go through horrific heart-wrenching experiences of divorce or the loss of a spouse or a partner. All of our experiences will teach us things about ourselves that we could never ever learn just by studying them or hearing someone else's story of what they went through. Now, the Posse of Angels is saying yes to those who are thinking about the financial hardship they experienced or are experienced in their lives or experiencing in their lives. You know, unfortunately, one of the best lessons that I ever learned in appreciating and blessing exactly what I had was when everything was taken away from me. Now, the Posse of Angels is reminding us that sometimes we choose financial hardship so that we can learn to receive. And in addition, we can allow other souls to open their hearts and give to us. Sure, we would like to always be in a position where we have the material goods or the monetary wealth and riches to be able to give to others, but it is a give and take. And in order to have that full spectrum of a human experience, we also have to be in the situation sometime where we will receive and allow other souls to give to us. There is much that we cannot see if we rely merely on our physical sight and earthly perception of why things happen in our lives. So it's really good to just let go. Let go and surrender and allow yourself to receive. And while it does seem to be one sided, with all of these souls helping us along our journey, make no mistake that these soul contracts are very well thought out indeed. All of these prearranged contracts are put into place for us to help others, for others to help us, and who we just happen to meet along our life's path when they're needed. Now, the Posse of Angels is asking us to think back to those times when we were in need for something to happen. And synchronistically, da-da, just the right person, just the right time, presented themselves and gave us information, or they helped us step forward onto the next part of our journey. And the Posse of Angels is also reminding us that we each chose when we will exit our human incarnation, shuffle off the mortal coil, buy the farm, or cross over. They are highly amused when they hear humans say that someone died too early, when nobody dies too early or too late, as they cross from the physical to the non-physical exactly when they contracted their exit to occur. For instance, someone may choose that they will cross over when they are at the age of 42, as this is the allotted time they give themselves to achieve their lessons. But this is not an arbitrary age, as it is chosen as the exact timing to affect many other soul contracts, including perhaps their children, their parents, their family and friends. Souls may choose to exit at a fairly young age for the express purpose that it might encourage others to appreciate and really live life to the fullest. Many parents who have had a child cross over from a particular disease become active in fundraising for research for that illness, and they might bring awareness to a certain cause. One organization that comes to mind is Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, mothers who have lost their children at the hands of a drunk driver behind the wheel. And while many humans are affected by the veil of forgetfulness, as they can't remember their soul contracts, that veil is very useful as it encourages trust, hope, and faith to be part of our lives. Now, the Posse of Angels is smiling, and they're saying, if we remembered everything, what the heck would be the point of us coming back in the first place? Feelings like the giddy, heart-fluttering feeling of falling in love, and reverently praying to God for assistance, and then experience things synchronistically falling into place in the 11th hour. And how about the utter surprise and elation when the components of the details of something are suddenly revealed to us? The great thing about incarnating back to physical human form is that we do not have to do it alone. How fortunate are we? God and the angels know that it makes it vastly more comfortable if we know people when we arrive at a new place. And these people are the souls in our soul group. With each contract that we write, for each incarnation, we choose souls from our soul group who may have been part of our previous incarnations to help us along our physical journey. These souls are in our soul group because they are the most like us and are aligned and resonate with our energies. even if we choose them to present us with contrast to help our souls to grow. Even these contrasting souls who push our buttons and perhaps irritate the heck out of us, they are from our soul group. I know that's hard to believe. And it truly doesn't matter if they play a grand role or a seemingly insignificantly small role in our life, as all parts are important. For instance, a soul could choose to be our grandparent in a previous life, and then we could choose for them to be our sibling or our parent in another life. Now, the Posse of Angels is saying to take this example and multiply it by many hundreds of thousands, as everyone from the clerk at the grocery store to our best friend were carefully selected, as was everyone you will ever meet in your lifetime. Now, on this note, the Posse of Angels always laugh when someone asks for them to be reunited with their soulmate, as if there's only one. Our romantic soulmates help us to learn our lessons and clear our karma. You know, soulmates are very different from, let's say, a twin flame relationship, as I've detailed on other radio programs, as there's only that one divine complement like this in any space, time, and dimension. And soulmates often come together to clear karma, to present something within one that has not been fully released or developed in another. They help us to release our reactions and our triggers, and thus transmute our karma. You know, when we look at the writing of soul contracts from solely a human's point of view, it seems absolutely impossible and rather overwhelming to coordinate and plan all of these thousands of souls coming and going to present scenarios in order for us to experience, expand, and grow spiritually, because that's why we're here, for our souls to experience a human incarnation and for our souls to grow. While this may seem somewhat overwhelming when we're here in physical form, the Posse of Angels are saying it's relatively easy. And it's a relatively easy thing to accomplish when you were on the other side as a multidimensional being and we no longer held or were constrained by the limitations and restricted by the physical fields of matter and duality. The Posse of Angels is chiming in and saying that the making of thousands of soul contracts all at the same time with all of those connections, snap, was a piece of cake. And while we have all written our soul contracts, you know, everyone, there is a bit of wiggle room in each soul contract as to how we will experience it, and this is because we have free will. You see, it is our free will that provides that seasoning or spice, so to speak, that adds our individual variety into the life we choose to live. And just like snowflakes and fingerprints, no two lives are exactly the same. And although each of us gets diverted by waiting for the so called big things to occur in our lives, our most important lessons that we need to learn are shown right in front of our eyes every single day through our connections and relationships, as they have all been catalysts to lead us to achieving our soul's purpose, which is our growth and the experience and learning the lessons that we contracted to learn on the earth plane. Everyone, you've been listening to me. I'm Claire Candy Hough on this wonderful platform, Transformation Talk Radio, Angel Healing House Radio. And before we go to a break, I'd like to bring forth another angel message just to give us a little bit more insight where we are and maybe provide us with a little bit more clarity and direction. With so many feeling like there is change on the horizon, whether that's the new moon coming up or that Uranus in Taurus transit that is going to bring in the unexpected, I was not surprised when I was shuffling the animal cards before, and Hawk flew in. Whoosh. There we go. There's our lovely hawk. Mrs. Hawk has soared in today to help us not only see the bigger picture of our lives, but also with her keen vision to also see important, seemingly small details. Just like Hawk constantly watches for its next meal, she is telling us that fate has its eyes locked on you and that the winds of fate are shifting. Hawk is a messenger and is said to carry news on its wings, which is sent straight from the divine and is delivering it to you. She indeed is confirming that there is a new day dawning for many of us, and it will change the course of many of our lives. With this new moon in May 15th, it will present very new changes in the areas of our lives that need to change most. As I said before, it will change relationships, locations to live, projects taking off, new opportunities in order to share our light. These could bring with them signing important contracts. So remember, with that hawk's eye view to small details, remember to look over your contracts with the eyes of a hawk and make sure that each and every tiny detail is in order before you sign them. So thank you, Mrs. Hawk. Go out and find another meal. Whoosh, off Hawk goes. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, I'd love to take some of your calls for those free angel readings with myself and my wonderful angelic family, the Posse of Angels. You can call into the show on 1-800-930-2819. We will see you after the break.
Take your own journey with the angels with Claire Candy Hough's Heaven Sent Guided Angel Meditation CD, letting go of concerns and living in the now. This beautiful CD walks listeners through practical exercises to help free them from the burdens, worries, and concerns of daily life.
Walking a quarter of the way across the bridge, you see a bright, emerald green light and sense a loving presence. This is Archangel Raphael's green healing energies, nourishing and revitalizing you. Take a moment now to bathe in this green healing light.
Giving you much more than just relaxation and stress release, this wonderfully narrated CD provides vivid visualization, soothing and inspiring music, and an angel's choir that will bring you peace, clarity, and a newfound awareness. Visit angelhealinghouse.com today. To see your life from an angel's perspective, book a personal consultation with Claire Candy Hough, angelic walk-in angel Ariel at Angel Healing House. Candy provides intuitive counseling, Reiki, and angel readings in person in Los Angeles or nationally and internationally via phone or Skype. She will channel the practical tools you need to transform your life. Call now 831-277-3716 or visit angelhealinghouse.com.
Hello, everyone. You're back with me, Claire Candy Hough, on the lovely Angel Healing House radio program. Remember that Angel Healing House radio can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on Transformation Talk Radio. And if you have just tuned in, we were speaking about the very life-changing Uranus Taurus transit that's coming up on May 15th. And yes, May 15th will also bring us a new moon, but this Uranus Taurus transit is also bringing in the planet Uranus, the planet of the unexpected. And so it will have us being presented with things out of the blue, seemingly out of the blue, although they've taken a long time to be cooked and baked underneath the surface in order to be presented to us, and that will change our lives, change our relationships, change where we live, change our mode of work, and so don't be worried. The Posse of Angels are saying don't be worried about it, but being forewarned is being forearmed sometimes, and just knowing that something it will possibly occur in our lives makes it easier. And some of these will be imaginable highs in answer to the fulfillment of our dreams. So I would love to hear about you. You can always call into the program and tell me what's happened in your life, or you can send me an email to Candy, Candy, at angelhealinghouse.com. Let's go to those phone callers. Remember, if you want to call in for a free angel reading, you can always call in on 1-800-930-2819. Let's go to our first caller. We have Beth in California. Beth, you're on the line with Claire Candy Hough.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today? What's happening in your world?
Oh, it's such a beautiful day. Oh my gosh. It's just beautiful. And just calling, I just wanted to know with this energies that are coming in on the 15th of May, um, is that supposed to be like if people have done the work, then will they maybe not feel it as much? Or is it, I'm just curious if the energies are more like an extreme, like, when you're saying if people haven't done the work, they're going to feel the energies of the fear. And I was just curious if you had any more information about that.
Well, everyone on some level, whether they're conscious of it or not, will feel these energies coming in. I mean, we all have free will, so those that are conscious of energies will feel like they're being motivated to move forward in their life. And certainly, they're not just going to feel motivated, but they're going to be presented with something that is going to give them the motivation to move forward. Um, uh, those so to answer your question, everyone will feel this push of these energies coming in. Now, it's true with those people who are not who haven't cleared, they haven't even begun to heal anything. Anytime we have a shift in energies that is pushing us to a higher dimensional frequency, or to push us to clear things in our life, if we haven't even begun to clear those things, then we will feel even, I'm not going to say even worse than we feel, but it will exacerbate the negative energies within us, and motivate us to clear and heal things. Just as those of us who are conscious and enlightened now, we all went through this. We all went through this at various stages through the ascension process, and now many of us have popped out at this side of fifth dimension energy and higher, where we're feeling light, where we're feeling freer, where we're feeling where we stay on an even keel, and our ballast doesn't have those highs and lows which we used to have. So I guess to answer your question, everyone at some level is going to feel this, but those of us who are conscious and enlightened, it's not going to be with fear and worry and all of those things. So it's like the worlds have split from fifth dimension to third dimension, and it's a very different experience that we will be experiencing now. So I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, I was just wondering because lately the energies go from being really like feeling really tired and then having bouts of energy. And when you said it's going to push you forward, I was just curious if that's going to give us more energy or if that forward movement is going to make us feel tired because we're being pushed.
Well,
that's what I was just kind of like trying to.
Oh, right. Well, it will. Well, that's what we're feeling now, because we are sentient beings and we pick up energies. Many of us are feeling tired. We're feeling weary. We're feeling exhausted. It's like the building up of steam before those May 15th energies, the new moon and Uranus energies taking hold. And what it will do is, by presenting us with those new things coming in, and the unexpected being presented to us, it will remotivate us. It will remotivate us to have that energy. And because we're going to be very excited, many of us uh, are going to be very excited because it's going to be a fulfillment of our prayers and our dreams, not in the way that we expected it at all, but we are going to be absolutely thrilled to move forward in our lives. And we will then have the energy and be motivated in order to do that.
I guess the reason why I'm saying it too is because all these people around us who aren't aware, they all think that something's going wrong with them. Like, I'm having conversations with people about they're feeling tired and they think there's something wrong with them. And so I just curious if that's going to start getting people to start to go to doctors and start to, medicate. And so that's why I was just wondering how this is going to affect everybody.
Well, each of us is an individual soul with free will. And so when we start to experience those ascension symptoms, some people will be ready to shift, and others will not be ready to shift, and they will perhaps just medicate, or they will, do palliative, or just take things in order not to feel, in order for their hearts not to be fully open, in order for their pineal glands not to open up and, not go in the way that their intuition is telling them. So it's all an individual thing, but we all went through this. We all went through this.
Yeah.
And so what the Posse of Angels are saying now is, if we do have family and friends that are experiencing an extremely hard time going through this next shift in energies, is to send them our compassion and love. Don't try to convert them in any way because they're exactly where they're meant to be for their spiritual growth. And that's a really difficult thing for many who are enlightened and awakened and conscious to let go and surrender to that, because they want to fix the person, or they want to say, oh, because I read this book or this alternative therapy, you would be much better if you just, and fill in the blank. But maybe they're not ready. They're not ready for that yet. So, but what we can do is we can send them unconditional love. We can pray for them, and we can bless them, which is always something that we can proactively do.
Yeah, the separation of the two worlds are becoming so apparent.
Yes. Yeah. And it's and Beth, it's very difficult when you see family and friends that are spiraling down, and they just, and even though they have the information, God and the angels protect, they guide us, they have no other agenda but to send us signs continually on how to live our lives with ease and grace. They have the same advantages that we do, but but for where they are on their spiritual path, they choose to either not see things or not act upon them, which is perfect for where they are. So all we can do is bless them, and try not to get into that game of, I have to save this person, I have to help them. Many, I'm not, many will be faced with, either doing something or crossing over. And if they cross over, that's fine. I mean, it's, it's always happened, and it always will happen. But we just have to bless them wherever they are.
Yeah, yeah. I guess they're teaching us how to have detached compassion.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And we each write that soul contract for ourselves.
Yeah,
That's really
exactly.
important.
That's what I have to keep reminding myself when I see my family going through their struggles and remind myself that they agreed to all of it at some level as part of their growth.
Yes, and also that you agreed to it. You agreed to, be with them when they do. Let's go to the cards and and let's see what comes out. First card for you is the Eight of Swords. They're saying, Beth, um, please, this is a trust card. And they're saying, trust that all is well and whatever happens will be for the best. They know that you do have several loved ones who are going through trials at the moment physically, and with this Uranus shift coming up, um, it will it will either shift them into opening their hearts, or it will make it worse. And all you need to do, sweetheart, is just trust that all is in
Okay.
divine order, which is very, very difficult. The next card is the Ace of Cups, and this is a new way, a new beginning of emotional love, to be able to see it as perfection. And the very next card, you got two aces, which is the Ace of Pentacles, which is the Ace of Abundance. And know that uh, your love and and your compassion and your empathy for all these people goes so far. And although you may not be able to see it, it does create an energetic vortex of love around them, which helps them tremendously. Got to go and take my next caller. Thank you so much, Beth, for calling in.
Thank you so much, Angel. Thank
I
you. Love
love
you.
you. Bye. Let's go to our next caller. We have Nicole in Long Island. Nicole, hi, you're on Angel Healing House Radio with myself, Claire Candy Hough.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I used to live in East Mauritius, and my
Oh, that's right
fam.
by me.
What's that?
That's right by me. I'm in Massive Beach.
Oh, okay. Neighbors. And
Hmm. Yep.
my family used to summer in Montauk, so I know Long Island very
Oh,
well.
nice. Very nice.
So what's
I
happening
love
in
it
your
here.
world, Nicole?
I'm actually just discovering that I've learned one of my life lessons. I've just gotten out of a karmic relationship. You might hear the result of that in the background. My son. Um, I've gotten out of. I learned my lesson about caring about myself and loving myself more through this karmic relationship. So I'm just wondering if spirit has anything for me about anything to come to help me improve the lives of my children that I do have now resulted from that relationship
Uh-huh.
that I had to end.
Okay, one of the most, while I'm shuffling the cards, they're saying one of the most
Hmm.
extraordinary things that you can do, Nicole, is to nurture
Hmm.
and nourish your soul. How old are your children?
Yes. My son is one. He's 18 months, and my daughter, she's just about to be 6 months.
Okay, so I mean,
Tomorrow, actually.
there's very little time in a mother's life if you have a 1 year old and you said a 6 month old.
Yes,
Okay, all right. There's very little time for nurturing and nourishing of one's soul, but they're saying that
absolutely.
if you can find some time, ask a friend, ask a neighbor,
Hmm. Hmm.
just for you to be able to walk in nature, this beautiful springtime that God's
Yeah,
gifted to us,
yeah,
um, and to find your balance so that you can just be and you can fill up your vessel. with beautiful energies, then that is going to
Yeah.
help your children more than you can possibly ever imagine.
I agree.
Because
Yeah.
because it's not just about giving all the time, because you're this beautiful vessel, and if you're giving, then you get to the stage where if you haven't refilled your beautiful vessel with love and appreciation and anything like that, then you give until it hurts. So
Mhm.
find time to listen to beautiful, I don't know, classical music, or find time to take a bubble bath, or find time to walk in nature. Find time
Right.
just to do all of those things. That's going to help tremendously. They're also saying, how long ago did you get out of this relationship?
It's been over a year now, maybe about 15 months.
Okay. They're saying by loving yourself, the greatest thing that you can
Yeah.
do to find love in your life is to be the reflection of what you want to find. So if you want to find somebody to honor and respect and value you, then you must honor and respect and value yourself. If you want to find somebody that's
Right.
going to be loyal and kind and compassionate, then you must be loyal, kind, and compassionate to yourself. Also, they're saying, um, do something that you love to do creatively. They're saying, things like painting or singing or dancing or um, writing. Um, have you
Yeah, I
ever
love
done
to
it?
write.
I was going to say they're even saying that there is a book inside of you, a children's book inside of you, and the more that you
Wow.
the more that you
I
do
actually
that.
tried to write a book a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I never finished it. Yeah.
absolutely. They're saying, they're nodding and they're saying,
Mhm.
yes, 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 Nicole. The more that you do this,
Yeah.
the happier little Nicole, the little girl inside of you, is going to be. And she's going to dance and she's going to
Right.
sing and she's going to be so happy. And you're doing it for uh because you're a channel for the divine to work through, and it's going to be a lovely book. And don't worry where it's going, don't worry about marketing or distributing or whatever. You can't go
Right.
on your international book tour if you don't write the book. So they're saying,
Right.
they're saying, do write the book, Nicole, which is going to be lovely. So,
Okay.
and this is also going to lift your soul. They're saying you will find love, meaning you'll find
Okay.
love within
Right.
yourself, and then these energies will
Mhm.
work like a beacon of light, which will go out and draw to you a much different beloved partner, a spouse, or boyfriend, or whatever, that will nurture and nourish your
That's
self as
reassuring.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go to the
Because
cards.
I've been working on things. Yeah. Okay.
Let's go to the cards and see what comes out. Okay, the
Mhm.
first card that comes
Okay.
out for you is the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups, out of all the queens, is the most intuitive. It's showing her laying back and, in a beautiful garden with violets, and she's fanning herself. But this is confirming that it's really important for you to nourish and nurture yourself at this time. You got the Queen of Pentacles, two queens in a row. Go girl. I mean, this is somebody that's empowered. This is somebody that's self-reliant. This is somebody
Yeah. Wow.
who is abundant. I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket if you get another queen. Okay, the next one that comes out, the next the next one is the highest abundance card in the deck, which is the 10 of Pentacles. Now, this is the happy family card.
Okay.
This is the happy family
Oh,
card,
that's so nice.
which is your abundance with your children, your abundance with yourself. And then you're going to be creating a beautiful relationship with this new person coming in, who is going to be very different. And you don't have to look for them. All you need to do is be that energy in order to draw them to yourself.
Right.
So, sweetheart, I hope that's been helpful for you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Nicole. Say hi to Long Island for me.
No problem. Have a good rest of your day, Claire. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. And let's go to our next caller. We've got Kalina. Kalina in California. Hi, Kalina. How are you today?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. What's happening with
I
you?
well, I had a question. I'm planning 2 really big trips this summer, and I'm super nervous, especially about one in Asia. Um, and I'm wondering if there is any advice or like, is this nervousness normal or is it something else? I'm trying to
I'm asking if
before I
there's,
buy my tickets.
yeah. Oh, you haven't bought the tickets yet.
No, not yet.
Okay. All right. So, where is this nervous coming from, Posse of Angels? Is it that um, should she go on the trip? Okay. Should she go on the trip at all? They're saying, yes, go on the trip, but the timing is not right for you to go on it. Okay?
Yeah, that makes me nervous, the timing. But I think I'm able to get everything situated, and it is kind of like a once in a lifetime. I think, well, not maybe not in a
Okay.
lifetime, but
All right. Well, okay. So, is there anything dangerous about her taking this trip? There's nothing dangerous about taking this trip. Okay. And if there was, you would be blocked from it. They're saying, okay, because your intuition would
okay.
completely tell you not to go. Um, what is happening? What is happening on this Asian trip? All right. They're saying that. Oh, okay. All right. What's coming up is fear because you are going to be presented, they're saying, they're presented with different people or opportunities, and it might stretch you a bit. It might stretch you a bit, but beyond your comfort zone. That's what they're saying. And then there's a little fear that's coming up. But it's not a dangerous trip in any way. Is it dangerous? No.
Oh, that's good. That's a relief.
Okay. So what you can do is you can see yourself in Asia, you can see yourself on the plane, and you can just bless it. I bless this trip and bless the experiences that are coming to me. What is the other trip? You said 2 big trips.
Yes, I'm going as a companion for both of them with somebody. The other one is in Peru.
Oh, right.
And I already bought everything on that one. So I'm kind of like, well, I have to kind of just go unless something happens and then I can't go because I already bought everything for that one.
Okay, Peru. Do you see anything happening negatively in Peru? No. Actually, Peru is just, they're showing a golden shining light around that trip to Peru. Um, has Kalina had past lives in Asia? Yes. They're saying you've had past lives in Asia, and did things happen there that were quite scary? Okay, yes. They're saying that you were a warlord. You were a warlord in Asia, and you were defeated. And so this is bringing up this feeling of going back to an area where you were defeated. So, as I said, the more that if you can bless it and say, "Well, I bless that past life because I learned so much from it, and everything. I'm a different and a different soul now, and things will go beautifully." So let's go to the cards. Oh my gosh, 3 of Cups. This is the celebration card. Okay, celebrate these trips because you will grow. By going back to Asia, you will grow because you'll be healing. You'll be healing that ancestral line or that healing that past life by going back. So that's a really important card that and celebrate these trips. The next card that's coming for you is, okay, hang on, turn the deck over, is the 8 of Summer Okay, this is the walking away card. I also see it the walking towards card. So you're walking towards those trips that are going to really expand your horizons. And the next one is the lover's card, and that's making a choice. And so you're actually choosing to experience more of life by going on these trips. But I definitely would do a little bit of a ceremony and a ritual before you go to the Asia trip, and you would see yourself in that life, bless yourself, cut any ties to that fear, and just see it as a wonderful opportunity for you to go back to a place which might not have held such wonderful experiences for you, because you're going to be transmuting that. So I hope that's been helpful for you, Kalina.
Yes, it really has, because it actually confirmed something that I don't know why, I just had a feeling that I was going to go to Asia, and I said I'm going to go to China one day, and I just don't know why I always felt that way.
Yeah.
And this trip came up out of nowhere, and I was just like, okay, I guess I am. But thank you so much for confirming everything, because it's amazing how that connection is there.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank
Take
you.
care and have a beautiful day.
Thank you.
God bless you. Take care.
Have a
Bye-bye.
great day. You too. God bless you. Bye-bye.
And that just about wraps the show up for today. Thank you so much to everyone for listening, viewing, and referring and recommending Angel Healing House Radio with me. Remember that Angel Healing House does air every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on this wonderful Transformation Talk Radio. Do remember, if you want to find out more about the afterlife and our physical life, you can go to my website, angelhealinghouse.com, and you can purchase One True Home Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness. Excuse me, its sequel, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, which speaks about, it's my autobiography, speaks about my angelic walk-in experience. And for those children who want to find more and want to introduce them more to the concept that we do not die, my beautiful Angels of Faith talks about that. Until next time, everyone, allow your beautiful, radiant light to shine forth and go out and fashion a beautiful life for yourself. Love and angel blessings, and I will speak to you again next week. Take care, everyone. Bye.